Hi, welcome back to Hollywood Dreammaker. I am super excited to do this show. Today is all about how to break into Hollywood. I have 5 steps for you. And if you're just getting started and you just don't know what to do and how to break into the business, well, these 5 steps are going to help you get in the game. So the first step is figuring out your castability. You are a product. Hollywood is buying a product and you have to know what you're selling. So you got to figure out what's my castability, and everything that's ever happened to you in your whole life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that stuff, that is your gold. And that's what you're going to be selling to Hollywood. So just remember that your past does not equal your future. Whatever's happened in the past is your goal. So we want to mind that. You want to really figure out, what is my star power? What do I have? What's my ability? Am I comedic? Can I cry on cue? Can I sing? Can I dance? Whatever that superpowers that you have, you want to tap into that. And you really want to figure out, what is it that I'm selling to Hollywood? And you have to be crystal clear, because if you don't know what you're selling, Hollywood does not know what they're buying. So maybe you take a little survey. You ask some friends, what if you were to cast me in a part, what kind of part do you see me playing? And if somebody says, well, I see you as the teacher, or see you as a lawyer, I see you as the bully, you may don't want to take note and go, okay, well, casting directors might see you the same way. So your goal is to find pieces of material that really show that talent to the world. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little later, about figuring out how to build yourself a demo reel. But right now, I just want you to, get a notepad and start writing down roles that you see yourself playing. Maybe you've watched the movie and you said, wow, I could see myself playing that role, a role like that. Figure out what that role is and write it down, because we're going to come back to that later on. So knowing your castability is the most important thing. How do you see yourself? What are you selling? Do you have any special skills? Can you do accents? So what I'd like you to do is really, truly take a bit of a survey and figure out what that is. And then we're going to go back and we're going to find pieces of material that actually show that. The most important thing is really starting to learn your craft. Now, if you never studied the craft of acting before, you want to start taking some classes. And you want to study with somebody who knows what they're doing. I've been in this business a long time, and, not to throw shade on anybody, but, I've been in a lot of bad acting classes. I've been in a lot of great ones too along the way. So you want to be really careful on who's teaching you the craft of acting. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and, how to cry on cue. Well, don't blink or stare or, have an onion. I mean, it's some of the worst advice I've ever seen for actors. So be really careful on who you're listening to. Find somebody who's done it, who you can model, somebody that's had success, because success leaves clues. You don't want to model somebody that, they never made it. They never, they don't have credits on IMDb. They've never done anything. I've been blessed. I've been a working actor for 35 years. I've booked every kind of room you could possibly imagine, feature films, sitcoms, pilots, commercials, soap operas, you name it. I've done it. I've booked those roles. So I know how to get you where you got to go. Okay. So shortly, I'm going to be creating a digital course that is my Michelangelo package here in the Manhattan Actors Studio. And just keep a lookout for it, because it's going to give you all the stuff you need. But today I just wanted to touch, base and talk about a few things. Okay. So one is your castability. You really got to know, what is my castability? 2 is you got to work your craft. You got to learn the craft. And that means, okay, you want to go online, you want to find monologues that really, speak to those roles that you see yourself playing. So if you see yourself playing a doctor, we'll find a monologue you playing a doctor. Or if you see yourself playing a gangster, find a monologue where you're playing a gangster, and really start working on that. Start filming yourself, really start, the little phone you have in your pocket. Well, that is a little movie making machine. The future of casting has changed. Before, you would have to walk into a room in Hollywood and audition. Well, those days are over. Since the pandemic, I don't see those days returning. And with this resurgence, with this new COVID variant, casting directors are not going to want you in their room. The way you're going to get work as an actor is self-tape. So you want to master self-tapes. Okay, that's number 3. Self-tapes, self-tapes, self-tapes. Okay, learn how to film yourself. Okay, your phone has, if you have an iPhone, your phone has cameras on the front and cameras on the back of the phone. Usually the cameras on the back of your phone, they're the better cameras. You want to have those cameras pointing at you. You don't want to be looking at yourself when you're filming yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. So you want to have the back of your phone facing you. You want to be filming horizontally. It's not a TikTok video. You want to make sure you're properly lit. And that can come from a nice window, an available light, a nice natural light coming through the window. If you cannot afford a ring light, there are ring lights you can get online. You want to get yourself a good one, but they, average maybe 50, 60 bucks, and they're great because you can put your phone on it and you can film yourself. Some of them even come with a little remote control, so you can get your, press play and, start recording. Start working on material, the roles you see yourself getting cast. Start filming yourself. Okay, you want to start building yourself some footage, a demo reel of all these roles you see yourself playing. And then you want to get the best of all of that. You want to find those moments where you're showing your versatility, your range as an actor. Maybe one scene you're crying and you have an accent. Next scene, you have a different accent and it's a comedic scene. Whatever your star power is, whatever the gift that you were given, because it is a gift. Not everybody gets it. If you're truly passionate about the craft of acting, it's a gift. Some people can play guitar, some people can play drums, some people can paint, and some people can act. Now, you either have it or you don't have it. The most important thing is figuring out what's your why. Why do you want to do this? Do you want to do it because you want to be famous? Because you want to have a lot of money? You want to, have the fancy cars? If that's why you're doing this and that's why you're getting into the business, you're probably doing it for the wrong reason. If you're doing it to prove people wrong, like, people that don't believe in you, that's a motivator. For me, it was a motivator. My whole life, when I told people I wanted to be an actor as a young kid, people laughed at me and didn't believe I could do it. So it kind of put a flame under my butt, and I knew I wanted to prove them wrong. My whole life, there were many moments in my life where I asked people, or I told people my dream, and they shit on it. Excuse my French. Don't let those people stop you. There will be people in your life, friends, family, that don't believe in you, or they're jealous of your dream. Don't let them stop you. Don't listen to the haters. Just know, if this is your passion and this is something you love, then you go after it like you friggin' mean it with all your passion, and you go make that dream a reality. I'm a perfect example of it. There's no reason, with my childhood, my past, the things I had to go through, that a Brooklyn street kid can come out to Hollywood with $200 in his pocket and, have his own TV series and be leads in films, Academy Award winning films, blockbuster films, hit TV series, cult classics. How did I do that? Well, I did it because I was hungry and I wanted it, and I went for it, and I didn't let anything stop me. And I found a good agent. The most important thing is finding a really good agent. But that, we don't want to put the cart before the horse. Right now, you just really want to working on your craft. Maybe start reaching out to student filmmakers. There's some great student filmmakers. They're the next batch of directors coming up. Well, you want to meet them. You want to reach out to film schools and talk to some of the directors and say, listen, I'm an actor and I'm looking to work. You want to work for free. You want to pay your dues. It's called paying your dues. and it's about building relationships. Now, you may work on a short film for a young director who's really passionate about this project. He's probably raised the money himself. He's got people doing favors. He's filming it in his own house or locations, and it's going to have some production value to it. You want to work on that project because most of the time they give you maybe a copy of the film, a credit. You want to start building those credits on your resume. So one day you will meet with a manager or an agent, and they're going to say, "What have you been up to?" And you can say, "Well, I just finished the lead in a short film. I did this student thing. I did a webisode." You want to show them that you're a working actor. Okay. If you want to be a professional actor, you have to act like a professional. Okay. And that means going to work. You got to start taking care of yourself. You are a product. That means you got to eat right. Your face is your moneymaker. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're washing your face properly. Make sure you're drinking water, make sure you're exercising, really taking care of yourself. You got to be careful what you're putting into your instrument. Make sure you're taking time to breathe and meditate and ground yourself. You want to start training that right now, because what's going to happen is one day you're going to be in that casting, or you're going to be on stage, and you're going to get this adrenaline rushing through your body, and you want to be able to control that. Some people call it nervous. I call it excitement. And the only way I know to get out of that excitement where you're feeling, oh, my heart's pounding, is to breathe, is to ground yourself and take some time to practice breathing. So, it's a breath away. You've trained. It's like going to the gym. You've trained it. So really, truly train your breath. Take some time to quiet the mind. And when you're in that meditation and breathing and grounding yourself, I want you to take some time to visualize yourself where you want to be. Visualize yourself on that set. Visualize yourself, doing that movie with your favorite actor. You want to see it, and you want to feel it. You want to use your imagination like an actor does. You want to be able to put yourself in that scenario. You want to really close your eyes and see yourself there. You want an Oscar? Well, see yourself holding that Oscar. Give that acceptance speech. Visualize it, because you're putting it into your brain. And if you put it into you plant that seed into your brain, and then you go after it like you mean it with a vengeance, and you don't take no for an answer, and you're going to get no's. No's are good. You want no's. Go get some no's. No's mean you're in the game. As long as you go into every opportunity that you get, every audition, and give 150%, and you're super prepared, and you've made some big choices, then you've done your job. Your job is to make fans. Casting directors will love you for being so prepared and your choices. And if you're not right for this role, maybe it's the next one, maybe it's the next one, but you just keep knocking on the door. I love the story of me when I first came out to Hollywood and I was looking for an agent. I found a rinky dinky agent. And the way I found him was I got a list of agents from the Screen Actors Guild, and I started banging on doors. And I went through the A's and the B's and the C's and the D's, and the doors slammed in my face, get lost. I did not stop banging on doors. And I finally found an agent at Y, the Yanez Talent Agency. Now, I could have gave up halfway. I could have gave up at F's or G's, but I did not. I kept knocking on the doors, because failure was not an option. I was not going to go home. Well, actually, I had no ticket back home. So, they say you want to take the island, burn the boat. I did not have a boat back. I was truly motivated, and I knew I could not fail. I could not get an agent. So I kept banging on the doors, and I found one. Now things have changed. Now you guys have the internet. You have Facebook. You have Instagram. There's so many social media places where you could start building your brand, really putting stuff out there that really shows your talent. Now you want to be really careful what you put out there, because people will look. So, keep your political opinions. I would say just keep that kind of stuff, your party pictures, or, you don't want to have you pictures of you partying at, with your friends. If I'm a casting director, I'm a producer, and I'm looking to hire you, and I see that, I'm like, do I really want to hire this person? Are they going to show up to set? So make sure whatever you're putting out there says, I'm a professional actor. And that's having pictures of you studying your craft, maybe doing a play, just put stuff out that really shows that you're a serious professional actor. And in your handle, it should say actor. Let people know that you're out there. Nobody's going to come banging on your door saying, hey, I want to stick you in my movie. You got to be the one banging on the door. And you got to have your tools. They have to be right. Your marketing tools. And that means your headshot. Okay. You want to have a headshot, not some picture that your friend took with their cell phone. You want a professional headshot. Now, if you can't afford a professional headshot, then I would go online and I'd do some research on what professional headshots look like. And if you have to have some of these iPhones are pretty good. You put it on portrait mode, you find the right lighting, the right background, the right clothing, that might do till you can afford to pay for some professional headshots. And when you do that, you want to really find a headshot photographer that's been in the game, knows the business. There's a lot of great ones out there. And really look at their materials, look at their books, see what they've shot before, see if their actors are working. Those pictures, those are the first thing casting directors see. So you want to make sure they're really good pictures, because a picture can either get you in the door or not get you in the door. So you want to have pictures that, one, look like you. So if you take pictures and your hair's long, you don't want to cut your hair, because in your pictures don't look like you. If I'm a casting director and I got a picture on my desk and you have this long hair and then you come in and it's short, I'm like, who's this person? So make sure your pictures look like you. They're properly lit. You're not doing any of this, over the shoulder side stuff. It's a headshot, or 3/4, showing, depending what the shot is, but whatever it is, you want to show your castability. So if you look like you can play a nurse, well, maybe you might want to have a shirt with, one of those scrubs on, a picture with you looking like a nurse. Or if you see yourself playing a cop, maybe you have a picture in a cop uniform. It's a little cheesy. I know. I've never been a fan of it. Back in the day, back in Hollywood, when I came into town, it was black and white pictures, these headshots. And some of them, you had Z cards, which had 4 pictures on the back, and one was like you as a cowboy, you as a, they were the cheesiest photos you've ever seen, but they worked. Because if I'm looking to cast a cowboy and I get a picture of you in a suit and tie, I'm not seeing cowboy. But if I get that picture that, you look like a cowboy, I'm going to go, wow, that's a cowboy. And I'm going to bring you in. And if you have a piece of footage that you playing a cowboy, you just show me you can play the part. So have pictures that truly represent your castability. Find pieces of material that truly show your castability. Building a website would be a great idea, a one-stop shop that you can have. I mean, right now, before in the past, actors used to carry portfolios, or models, they'd carry their book. Now books are online, Instagram accounts. So start building your Instagram, your following. I was never a big fan of social media, but now that's what they ask for. They ask for casting directors to say, what is your social media handle? So make sure you start building that, and make sure you start building your brand as an actor. So you really want to focus on castability. You want to get a headshot that really represents you. You want to get material that really represents you. You want to start testing the waters, maybe get involved in a theater group, do a play. Doing theater is the best training you could possibly do. You're working on a character for a long period of time. You're rehearsing, you're meeting other actors, you're networking, get involved with some theater. It's truly getting outside your comfort zone. To be on stage and being in front of a big audience and having to stand out there is what you want to do. Because when you go into a casting office, it's kind of the same thing. You're in front of a director, producer, a casting director. You're having to perform in front of an audience. You want to put yourself out in front of an audience. Get into class. but just make sure you're studying with somebody that knows what they're talking about. Somebody that's been there, done that, and has got the t-shirt to prove it. If you can't, I built my Manhattan Actor Studio 7 years ago because I just wish there was somebody like me when I came out to Hollywood that could point me and show me the path to make it in Hollywood, to be a working actor in Hollywood. The fame might not come, but the journey of being an actor is such a rewarding journey. If you're in it because you're passionate about it, it's an exciting life. You never know what's next. Tomorrow may be the audition. A week from now, maybe the audition that puts you on the map, that puts you, you're off into some exotic location. You're filming, you're doing a pilot, you're doing a TV series. You never know. But you got to start small. You got to start paying your dues. Okay. An agent or a manager, they're not just going to represent you. You got to prove something. When I came out to Hollywood, but at 18, but I had been studying in New York at Lee Strasberg. Now, I couldn't afford to go to Lee Strasberg, but I was so hungry and I wanted it so bad that, I did anything I got. I'd sweep floors over there. I'd clean toilets, whatever I had to do to be able to study over there. When I got involved in the theater, I was new, I was young, I would pull the curtains, I would run the lights, I'd run the soundboards. I did whatever I had to do just to be involved, just to make those relationships, just to be in the game. And then one thing led to another. My acting teacher in class knew a director that was casting a play at the Actor Studio. They were looking for a kid. He recommended me. I went in, I auditioned, and I got the part. And I was doing my first play at the Actor Studio in New York. So you got to be in the game. You got to start small. It's baby steps. You got to work your craft, start doing plays, start reading every acting book you can get your hands on. Start reading plays, start reading screenplays. Go online, type in monologues for actors, your age range. You're going to see there's plenty of material out there. Find that material and start working now. Don't wait. Don't waste time. Tick-tock. The time is now. If you want this, you got to go after it like you friggin' mean it. Don't wait. Don't say, well, I'm not ready, or, just do it. Just do it. Don't let anything stop you. If you want this, you have to go after it with a vengeance like you friggin' mean it. Okay, so now you've done this work. You've done some plays. You did a short film. You did a student film. Now you got some footage of yourself, because you did some free stuff and you networked and you made some relationships. Now you want to start getting on some casting websites, Actors Access, casting networks, Backstage. I'll put links in the description. You want to get on there with those headshots and that footage that you built of yourself, truly showing your castability and your star power. And then you're going to get auditions. And then it's your job to really go in there and make some big choices and really play a big game and show them your talent. And you will book roles. You will get no's, a lot of them, but you got to look at every no as bringing you closer to a yes. Every no you learn from. And don't take it personal. You have to have thick skin in this business. It's a lot of rejection. It's a roller coaster ride. It's up, it's down, it's all the way around. Sometimes you'll have 3 auditions in a day. Sometimes you won't have 3 auditions in 3 months. But during that time, you want to be the actor that's working on their craft all the time. You don't want to be the actor that only acts when they have an audition. You want to be prepared. It's all about preparation. The more prepared, the better you're going to be. If you fail to prepare, you've prepared to fail. So never, never, never go in not prepared. Reading the script, just reading the words. That's boring. Next, that's what I'm going to say. Next. Thank you very much. And you know what? If you come into my room not prepared, I'm probably not going to bring you in again. So your job is to go in there, make some big choices every chance you get, and make fans. You get casting directors that like you and believe in you, they're going to keep bringing you back. And you start building relationships. So you want to network. LA Casting, Actors Access, get on Stage 32, RB Botto. was on my podcast. He created Stage 32. It's like a Facebook for actors and movie industry people. Get in there, network. There's casting notices. There's all kinds of stuff you can listen to and learn. Start taking advantage of all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there for free. The most important thing is really truly knowing why you want to do this, okay? Because you may get what you want and then you may go, well, is this it? That's what happened to me. I got so much success and fame, and I realized, there was points I was doing it for the wrong reason. I had my own TV series with Matthew Perry, and I was like, is this it? It's because I was doing it to prove people wrong. Do it because you love it, because you're passionate about it, and you're going to have a beautiful journey in Hollywood. I believe in you. Don't let anybody tell you it can't be done. Believe in yourself, take care of yourself, and go after your dreams like you mean it. Stay safe, stay healthy. I look forward to seeing you next time or in Hollywood. Take care. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Please rate, review, share this with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't. Please take whatever you get from here, the golden nuggets, and apply them to your career. Go after your dreams with passion. Don't let anybody tell you it can't be done. I believe in you. Follow your dreams. I'll see you in Hollywood.